Standard game. They happen. You play
Yeah.
162. There's going to be games like that where you walk off and come back from 5-0 down, and Tatis has the game winner and takes his shirt off, and everyone celebrates. There'll be nights like that. You go 19 games over 500. It happens every 15 years.
Yeah.
So the Padres,
kind of a boring game, honestly.
It's fine. It was normal.
Wasn't that exciting, but they got the win.
Really
So that's
wasn't.
good.
I wish there would have been some. I'm like, it's not like you have a Jackson Merrill 3-run home run for the rookie RBI record, or you tie it up the way you tie it up, or you win it the way you win it, and you use 150 relievers and you Darvish returns. Padres win remarkably. I mean, it's like the 28th win of the year for San Diego, and we're here to talk about it for the next hour plus. So as you make your way in, we need to get to 7,000 subscribers. We're going to do that with your help. So subscribe. Year-round content for Padres fans. Please subscribe if you are here. We're within like 75 subscribers of 7,000. Maybe you haven't subscribed as of yet. You got to do it, please. For us, whether you're here live or on replay, you got to smash the like button. We need 500 likes in this video. I mean, come on. We need likes.
We don't.
And you can follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell, SD. We'll get to every single super chat. We see them rolling in. We appreciate your support of the channel. If you want to control the direction of the conversation, if you want to make sure your comment gets on screen, if you just want to support us, click the $ below the chat box. If you want to become a member, click the join button down below. Darvish struggles, which makes sense. You've been out for 3 months and you're trailing 5-0. And for like the 15th time this year, we're thinking, well, maybe it's not their night. And for the 15th time this year, they prove people wrong. And the manner in which they win with Fernando Tatis Jr., who had been out and came through in the clutch, obviously, tonight with that 2-out RBI single in the bottom of the 10th inning. Just theatrics at Petco, continuing one of the more brilliant seasons in Padres franchise history, Jim, getting 19 games over 500 tonight.
Did you know, because I did not know this, thank you to Jeff Sanders for just putting this on social media.
Okay.
That was Tatis's first walk-off hit in his career.
That's incredible. I was thinking about how many he had, but that's incredible.
Yep. That was his first. I'll double check, but
well, you don't need to. I mean, I'm sure
he said somehow that was Tatis's first career walk-off hit.
Amazing.
I texted you after Estrada got out of the top of the 10th. I said they're winning this game.
Oh yeah, and I said absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And then I was completely shocked that they walked Luis Arraez to get to Tatis.
That's where you and I completely disagree. I was not at all. I think it was probably the right move. I mean, who's the National League's top hitter?
Well, who is one of the most feared hitters when he's out there?
Yeah, but I mean, you can't. It's kind of hard to be critical of walking the guy that leads the National League in hitting, isn't it? When a hit wins the game.
No, but it's like you're walking to get to Fernando Tatis.
But isn't it Sophie's choice?
It's Sophie's choice if you want.
Because what if Arraez gets a single there? Haven't we seen that?
I mean, there were 2 outs, right?
2 outs. 2 outs. I get it. I mean, I don't think you have a good I don't think I joked with you. I said I'd walk Arraez and Tatis to get to Profar.
Yeah. And then Profar would hit a walk-off because he would have been feel slighted.
Yeah, but exactly 100%. I don't think there's an easy answer there. I think that's why the Padres have one of the better lineups in the National League.
And this goes back to the point we've been trying to tell everybody that was saying, we don't need Tatis back, or, just keep him, whatever. This team is doing great without Tatis. The team is better without Tatis. That is exactly why. In the postseason, all right, Tatis, he could be struggling, which, I mean, I'm not going to say he's been struggling because he's only played 2 freaking games. Yeah, double tonight. He hit a rocket every time at the plate.
Yeah, he's not struggling.
But he's not. But the threat of Tatis in a postseason game, like a situation like that, I mean, that's who I want at the plate. I want that guy at the plate. I want him over anybody, not everybody else, but him over his replacement is what I'm trying to say. And his replacement this year, David Peralta's done a nice job. All right, Bryce Johnson's been horrible, even though they're like 35 and 18 with him in the lineup. Anyway,
better than that.
Yeah. Tatis makes this team better. That right there settles that stupid discussion for anybody out there that thinks that he doesn't. And proof is in the pudding. Like you saw what he did tonight. You saw how much of a threat he is at the plate. At any moment, he could do something like that, or hit a home run, big home run for you, or a rocket double, or make a great play on the base pass, or a great defensive play. He makes your team better. Plain and simple.
That's not an argument.
No.
I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, we're kind of like talking to clouds, and anyone that would make that argument is a troll or is not a Padres fan. I mean, there's people that aren't Padres fans that are critical of Fernando Tatis Jr. That's fine, and he's been often hurt, and he's had ups and downs. I mean, there's no question about that. But you can't question Tatis's abilities or his ceiling or his potentials and what he has shown you previously. And again, I think you put yourself in a position where you're tied in the 10th inning with this team and they have enough weapons to figure it out, either moving runners and getting them in or coming through in the clutch. I mean, how many guys have come through the clutch in the 9th or 10th inning for the Padres this year? All of them?
Everyone.
from Luis Arraez to Manny Machado to Jackson Merrill to Fernando Tatis Jr. and everyone in between. So they've got that clutch gene they didn't possess in 2023 going right now in 2024. All right, over 400 people are here live right now. Please subscribe. Year-round content for Padres fans. We'd love to get to 7,000 subscribers tonight with your help. Thank you for all the super chats. I do want to roll through all of them here tonight. We do appreciate your support of the channel. What a night for the Padres. I mean, really incredible. 5-0 down. They rally again. And, of course, who started it? Jackson Merrill. Vicious Pac-Man says Jim's a married man. Congratulations. That's a developing story. Is that accurate?
That's accurate. I think he's referring, or she, Vicious Pac-Man, you're referring to Fernando Tatis Jr., like taking his shirt off post-game, and how he's made like every single woman and frankly man in San Diego like lose their minds.
We look like that. I mean, that reminds me of, that's like John and Jim.
That's what you look like, right?
Stream. Yeah.
Should we do the show with our shirts off?
100%. And then we should just like shake around and throw Gatorade on our bodies.
I'm sure one show in town will take their shirts off and do it.
Oh, yeah. I don't know which one you're referring to, but I agree. Jared, thank you for the super chat. He says, man, to see what Merrill and Fernando, I'll say Tatis, but I kind of like what you're going with there, can do on the regular is very enjoyable. I mean, Merrill and Tatis in the same outfield, celebrating the way they are celebrating tonight when it was Merrill's home run, then Tatis with the walk-off in the 10th inning. You got to remember they're both 25 or younger.
I mean,
5, Merrill is 21. Those are your cornerstone pieces if Tatis can stay healthy.
It's incredible what Jackson Merrill's doing. I mean, the 3-run home run today to get them back in the game to go. I mean, do you have 3 hits tonight, John?
Merrill tonight had 3 hits.
He broke the single season record for most RBIs by a Padre rookie player tonight. The record was 79. He has 82. I mean, he's going to have 25 home runs potentially and 100 RBIs, and he could hit over 300 and have an OPS around damn near 900. I'm literally speechless when it comes to Jackson Merrill now, but also I hope that this feels like the norm. This is what Jackson Merrill, I hope, is for his career, and he only is going to get better. He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, no, I'm signing this guy long-term right now. I mean, this is who he is.
I've seen enough.
I've seen more than enough, truthfully. I mean, this batting stance and this player approach, offensively and defensively, his approach, his mannerisms, his off-field, like everything that goes into it. I'm signing this guy long-term right now. Hentrick, thank you. He says this should get Tatis going.
It's 2 hits
big moment. I mean, and not just 2 hits. He had like the 5 hardest hit balls of the night.
Right.
So he's already going. I think the point is like, hey, he missed all this time. It'll be great. Like he needs a jumping off point. And I completely agree with that. He needs a jumping off point. And this is that jumping off point for Fernando Tatis Jr. I think he's healthy. And when he's healthy, we've seen him be one of the more feared hitters in baseball. And hopefully that's going to play out here in September and October for the Padres. By the way, a big win because you look around the National League and teams are winning everywhere. All these teams keeping pace, staying alive. What was potentially on the line here tonight, trailing 5-0, was falling to within 2.5 games of being on the outside looking in on a playoff spot. Think about that. The way they've played, if they didn't win tonight, they would have only been 2.5 games up in a playoff spot without a tiebreaker on the New York Mets. So holding serve, remaining in the position they're in, which is the top wild card, staying alive even in the NL West, you just can't overstate the importance of winning this game here tonight.
Such a big win. Every win in September when things are this close feels so big. And I mean, this just goes right into the 55-minute highlight reel of this season so far, and we're not even done yet, of this team having clutch moment after clutch moment, grit squad. I mean, everything that this team, grit squad, everything that this team is doing right now, it's all clicking. They have the utmost confidence. As soon as Jackson Merrill caught the third out in the top of the 10th inning, I don't know if you saw, he gives it a fist pump, and you're like, you're gonna win the game. Like that. That's just how it is right now. Like they feel invincible. They feel like there's nothing that they can't come back from. There's nothing that this team can't do. Oh,
there you are.
What is that?
There
That's
you are.
me.
That's you.
Is that you or me?
That's actually, I think that's you. That's you.
Wow.
Grit Squad. Click the link in the description down below if you want it. Grit Squad.
We also have t-shirts for men and women. Pull that up. Shameless plug.
Stand by. Grit Squad. There's
Grit
Aaron.
Squad. That's Aaron.
And here's me.
Yeah, it looks like you. Grit Squad. Get your Grit Squad t-shirts today.
Oh, look at this. Look at that. What? This thing's
Grit
dope.
Squad camo.
Okay.
Get your camo Grit Squad t-shirts. Click the link below. Yeah, man. This team is so fun to watch. They are doing all the little things. They are playing for one another. They are coming up with clutch hits. They are pitching well. I mean, it's just like I said today, and I've been saying, yeah, there's some scary teams in the National League for sure. Like the Braves are playing better. The Mets are on fire. Diamondbacks have been great since this second start of the second half. Dodgers are obviously there. Like can't count the Phillies or the Brewers.
So just those 7 teams.
Just those all the teams in the postseason right now. Yeah, they're all. I praise them all. If I was any one of those teams' fan, I would be scared to death to play the Padres.
We'll get into that in the days and weeks and hours ahead. Let's continue on here with the Super Chats as the Padres win in walk-off fashion. 6-5, Fernando Tatis Jr., Jackson Merrill, Manny Machado. Those names ring a bell. Padres come all the way back and win it. Tonight, they've won a series against the Tigers. They'll play for a series sweep tomorrow at 5:40. David, thank you for the Super Chat. He says, can we get a vibes check, Jim?
Oh, very high.
Vibes good? They're good?
They're very high. They're off the charts right now. The VAR is very high. Shout out to Divine Gospel.
What's going
on? Yeah, everything right now feels like it's clicking. I mean, you just don't have you go to every game, you watch every game, and you just have a feeling they're going to find a way to win.
I agree. Ben, appreciate you, man. Longtime viewer of the channel, longtime supporter. Thank you. He says, what a night. My dear friend Molly, who I've toured with for years, played the national anthem before the game, along with the Pods W. Doesn't get better. We might need Molly to perform nightly, potentially, based on what happened here today. It doesn't really get better because there's not a lot. I mean, the Orioles played the White Sox today at Camden Yards. I always use the Orioles as this example. This team has had a really nice year because there's no one in the ballpark. Because the Orioles have a better record than the Padres, and there's 11,000 people in the building. And the Padres are playing the Tigers, not exactly the rivalry of the decade. And there's 50,000 people every single night, which speaks to how good Padres fans are day in, day out, regardless of circumstance, time of year, day of week, school in session. Padres fans are showing out for this team, and everything's just come together beautifully. Padres Payne, thank you. He says Tatis disrespected, made him pay. Deep lineup and pen. How about the bullpen, by the way? They used everyone to win this game.
They've been everything with this team is clicking. Let's just pull up here. I mean, Matsui gave up the 2-run homer. All right, but Peralta came back, looked good. Morahone, Scott, Adams, Suarez, Estrada. That right there is full squad right there.
Full squad.
And just every button that's being pushed is the right button.
Yeah, but 6 scoreless after Matsui from 6 relievers.
And they needed it. I mean,
that's a bullpen.
And the biggest moment of the game is that 3-run homer by Jackson Merrill. Once they hit that 3-run homer,
Huge.
everyone's in the dugout
right
like,
back in it.
We're winning this game. Like, are you kidding me?
Truthfully, they would have won this game without even walking off, if not for a ground rule double.
Right.
I mean, they would have had a 6-5 lead. They just would have held it because that's what would have happened. But they didn't get that benefit, and they tried again, and they found another way to win, and they did it in the 10th inning.
I was a little worried there because, in the 10th, Diaz, or no, what was it? The 9th? It was the 9th, right? No.
What are you referring to?
When Diaz grounded out, and
it didn't move the runner. That was the 10th.
And McCoy struck out.
That was the 10th.
Yeah. And I'm like, there's a little bit of a problem here.
I'm like, DFA McCoy, DFA Diaz. And then I'm like, they're cool. They can stick around.
Mason McCoy, man, he's had multiple chances tonight. Wasn't a good. I mean, he was just swinging at everything.
They need Kimmy's got to come back, and Kimmy will make them better too. He will make them better. Right. Grit Squad, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, only thing this season was missing was a Tatis walk-off. It's kind of true. You could check that box. How many walk-offs? 9?
8 or 9. I mean, he hasn't had a walk-off his entire career.
Well, apparently not if he hasn't had a game-winning hit.
Right.
Or a walk-off.
Yeah. Walk-off. He's never had a walk-off in his entire career. Now
possible.
He's not played a lot, but still he's not had a walk-off in his entire career until tonight. So who has the walk-offs this year? We have Cronenworth has a walk-off, Merrill has a bunch.
Merrill's got multiple.
Tatis has one now. Luis Arraez has one.
Machado got one?
Doesn't Higgy have one?
Oh yeah, Higgy's got to have one.
Higgy has one. I think Manny has one. It's like we're getting to a point where almost everybody in your lineup has a walk-off this year.
I'll be like, McCoy's got one, right?
Solano, I think Solano has a walk-off.
Yeah. Can't be.
So, I mean, you're at Profar, right? I think.
Yeah.
So, all right, they're 1 through 9 right now. Arraez, he has a walk-off this season. Tatis, he has a walk-off this season. Profar, he has a walk-off this season. Manny, he has a walk-off this season. Cronenworth, he has a walk-off this season. Merrill, he has a walk-off this season. Higgy, he has a walk-off this season. Solano, he has a walk-off this season.
Not Bogey.
Not Bogey.
Alan, appreciate you, man. He says everyone's got to walk off.
Walk off.
Circus is going to be out of business. They're going to put boards over that place in Las Vegas.
Stop
walking off. You're putting us out of business. We have no money left anymore. Alan, thank you. Says, what a win. That was a +5 for the vibes above replacement we need. Tatis. I mean, Tatis, it's more than just the walk-off. It's everything that it involves. All the theatrics and the dramatics and what it means for what does that mean for Fernando Tatis Jr.? You're stepping into the hottest team in baseball and then you contribute in a big way to a win. That's got to be so big for him personally. Just kind of proving that he can get right back to the player that he's capable of being that quickly in his second game back. I mean, that's got to mean so much for Fernando just personally to come through in that spot.
Because for him sitting on the bench for as long as he did, and Joe talked about it, how he's been around a lot with the club. Whenever they traveled to start out, he was with them, and at home he's there every game, right? Mm-hmm. And when you're on the IL or you go on the injured list, you feel detached from the team, especially if you're on the IL for a long period of time. You can feel detached, and all you want to do is get back as fast as possible, especially if they're winning and there's something special going on. You just want to be a part of it.
Sure.
Because the last thing you want to do is be the caliber of player he is and be watching in the dugout. He wants to be a part of it. He's like, I want to go out there and I want to help this team win. And so it every time he goes on the IL, I know it eats at him. He hates it because he wants nothing more to be out there to help win. And getting the walk-off tonight, having the 2 hits, hitting rockets everywhere, that's just such a big moment for him for this season. And you're right, gives him the confidence now, okay, I'm back and I'm back in it and I'm helping the team win. And I feel close to myself again. And it's just great. It reminds me of when they first traded for Luis Arraez and he immediately hits a walk-off in his first game at Petco Park against the Dodgers,
Mhm.
like that immediately, boom, you're initiated, you're in. You know, Tatis coming back, second game, boom, walk off, you're back. It's just, I mean, it's just could not be any better and more perfect of how things have set up.
How about this absurdly random but absurdly awesome stat? So we know the 8-0 game, they won 9-8 back in
Yeah.
April.
Mhm.
They were down 5-0 in May. They won a game 6-5. They were down 5-0 in a game in July. They won 6-5. They were down a game tonight 5-0. They won 6-5. How about this? No other Major League Baseball team in the 21st century has had 4 games in a season where they were down 5 or more runs and being shut out only to blank their opponent the rest of the way and rally to win.
Unreal.
Those are your San Diego Padres. Is it random? Yeah, it's completely random, but that speaks to the level of adversity that they've been dealing with and overcoming seemingly, week in, week out, month in and month out. They've had just some remarkable, unexpected, by the seat of their pants wins, like just remarkable, dumbfounded type wins that they never could have envisioned at any point ever in 2023. Just incredible. Austin, thank you. He says, Campy has zero ability to block a ball or hit one. I completely agree. I'm at a point where I think Diaz eventually is going to get more opportunities. I have real concerns about Campy getting any playing time or being on any roster in the postseason. I just don't see really what he's providing. And you got a veteran in Diaz. I don't. Is he going to be on the postseason roster? I'd say 49-51. Like, probably not, if I was guessing.
At this rate, maybe not. Yeah, it's
so
tough.
blah, dude.
It's tough. It's tough. He's struggling. He's struggling.
He struggled all year.
Not a great look.
Darapot, thank you. He says Tatis lost his confidence and swagger after the 2022 season. His first career walk-off can bring it back. The vibes are strong with this team. I hope you're right. I think that's a good take in general. It feels like with Tatis, oftentimes he wears it a lot on the sleeve. Like he can get really high and he can get really low.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can maintain some level of consistency here over hopefully what is the final 2 months of the season. But I do feel like he's a player that feeds off confidence and swagger, and he hasn't always had it during his time in the major leagues.
You're right. I mean, when he slumps, like, it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you don't even need to look at stats to know that he's slumping. But when he is on, oh my God, do you also know it?
Yeah.
Because he just exudes the swag that really very few in baseball have, and very few in any professional sport have, truthfully. He just has that it factor to him. The only problem is he just can't stay healthy. And, this definitely helps his confidence for sure.
Sean, appreciate you, man. By the way, there's over 600 people here live right now. If you have not subscribed to this channel, we are your home for exclusive year-round Padres content. So please subscribe. In fact, we could get to 7,000 subscribers at some point in the next 24 hours with your help, or within like 70 subscribers of 7,000. So please, awful walk-off win. There's no better time than now to please subscribe to this channel. Smash the like button for us. And again, thank you for the super chats and the memberships. If you want to contribute with the super, just click the $ below the chat box like Sean did. And Sean, we appreciate you, my friend. He says, and I kind of like this take on it, by the way. Someone needs to tell all the garbage reporters to watch baseball past 7 o'clock Eastern. Bedtime, Passon needs his blankie, Merrill's rookie of the year, and the 3 best teams in baseball are in the NL West. Yeah. Go Pods. Yeah, to that point, because again, the Dodgers get national attention, but a lot of national reporters sleep on the Padres, like sleepy San Diego. It's late at night. Yeah. They don't get near the attention they should, and they've earned and deserve here in 2024. So I don't know if I would say it the exact same way as Sean, but I understand the sentiment where it feels like people just kind of sleep on the Padres for being in Southern California and playing at 10 o'clock at night in the East, and people haven't fully recognized what they've been doing here, especially in the second half.
Dude, if Merrill is doing what he's doing on the Yankees,
yeah, Dodgers,
but specifically to Sean's point, I mean, an East Coast team, oh my God. Like, yep. it would be just insane coverage all the time. Now I think the way Jackson is doing it, by all the clutch hits that he's getting, kind of like taking a sledgehammer and just knocking down these walls that are there. You know, he is making a loud statement with his play. He's not just hitting. He hasn't just hit 22 home runs, or it's 22, right? He has 22nd tonight.
He hit his 22nd tonight. He's
Yeah.
up to 82 RBIs.
He doesn't just have 22 home runs and 82 RBIs. I mean, it is a loud 22 home runs, 82 RBIs.
Yeah,
what
they're
he's doing
impactful.
is impactful. And so his season is incredible. He is already, John, the best center fielder in the National League. And he's going to win Rookie of the Year, in my opinion.
No, he will win Rookie of the Year. He's locked it up.
And you're at that point now?
Yeah, because
lock it up
a lot has happened over the last 10 days, like 10 RBIs, 5 home runs, 2 walk-off hits. And you look at the betting odds, and it went from like minus 100 for both of them to him being like minus 600 and Skeens being plus 4,000.
Yeah, it's over now. I like it. I like it. But, I mean, yeah, he's incredible. He's absolutely incredible.
Truly is. All right, let me get to this, and thank you guys for hanging out. Trevor says, leaving my 5th game since moving back to San Diego. I love this team. Can't wait to see what they accomplish soon, maybe. Listen, everything's a possibility. And like Jim said earlier, and it's all going to be challenging. You know, even a home wildcard series against Arizona, I don't think it's a walk in the park. And, you know, winning this division, even with the way they've played, obviously is not going to be easy, and would take an incredible run from here on out. But I think they're capable of doing, you know, anything you put your mind to, so to speak, in the postseason. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but hard to bet against them. I think that's fair. It will be hard to bet against the Padres once they get to October if they continue to play like this. What do they have? 21 games left? They go something like 14-7 in their last 21, and they're going to have all the belief in the world heading into the postseason.
Yeah, man. I just feel so confident in how they are playing. Makes me feel this way. And I can't wait to see what they do. They could fall flat on their face, but that doesn't change how I feel going into things. If all things remain the same, they go in full squad, fully healthy into the postseason, wherever they're at. I feel like they're going to find a way to get it done. And this is probably, I mean, this feels like the best chance that this franchise has had since 98. I know 2022 happened. Okay. I know 2020, wonky, whatever, fake. This feels, going into this postseason, I mean, like the best chance they've had since 98.
I think the biggest difference now between any of the other postseason teams they've had is that when you compare the Padres to the rest of the league, no team is quote unquote far superior to them. Even in 2022, they went through a quote unquote far superior team in LA that had won 111 games. There ain't any team in the National League sniffing 111 wins. In fact, nobody's going to win 100 games in the National League in 2024. All right, we're going to get back to the conversation in a moment. Please subscribe. Year-round content for Padres fans, and thank you for the supers. We'll get back to them in a moment. We do have to thank our title sponsor here on the wrap-up show, because we can't do this without Mark's support, and we can't do this without each of your supports as well. That doesn't really make sense, but whatever. Whether you're here live or on replay, we appreciate you, and we appreciate our title sponsor here on the wrap-up show as well, Mark Nimitz. He's been with us since day one. If you have an insurance need, let Mark help you. I've got homeowners and earthquake and life insurance through Mark, and you can as well. Just by switching your insurance, you could save $750 or more. It's about more than saving money. He's a great insurance agent. You can take that from maybe a couple of years ago in 2022. I had to file a claim because of a flood, and he saved us so much time and money. I mean, thousands of dollars. So he does auto, he does renters, he does home, he does whatever you need. So if you're looking for information on a new policy, get in contact with Mark. If you have a renewal before you renew, call Mark and click that link in the description down below. He's a San Diegan. He's a lifelong Padres fan. If you support the channel, please support our title sponsor, the wrap-up show, since day one, over 3 years now, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance.
All his information is on the ticker below, and Nimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
Appreciate you, Mark. We Very much do. Appreciate everyone here tonight as well, live or on replay. Jeffrey, thank you. He says, lineup and starting pitching finally getting healthy and AJ bolstering the bullpen. What do you think the biggest weakness is for this team right now? I would say, well, the situation at short with Kim out would be one of them. Maybe second backup catcher for me right now, without knowing what Elias Diaz is going to do, would probably be the other, but that's not really much of a weakness.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at shortstop as your weakness of the team, if Kimmy's back, like it's not. I mean, that's a great question. Like true weakness, where you're like, ugh. Yeah, I mean, backup catcher. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
Kimmy's
I don't
out.
think there's a lot of teams that don't make runs because like they don't have a backup catcher either in the
No.
postseason. So hopefully that doesn't prevent them.
And frankly, their bench is pretty decent. I mean, you got Donovan Solano, David Peralta on your bench, and
there's not a lot of weakness. That's
Not
the
a
point.
lot.
That's how you have the best record in baseball in the second half.
Yeah, not right now. And not at this point in time. I can't think of somewhere where I'm like, yeah, that's a bad.
Luis, thank you for the super chat. He says, how does a rookie contract work? When do they have to renew Merrill? He's under contract through 2029. So he's right 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's under contract through 2029. After his third season, he will be arbitration eligible. He could be arbitration eligible before that based on performance, which will likely occur with someone like him. So he's going to make close to the minimum probably in year one, maybe year two. He might price himself out of that, but then arbitration eligible means he can make a lot of money in years 4, 5, and 6. But he is technically under their control through at least the 2029 season. But remember, he's 21. At the end of the 2029 season, Jim, he'll be 26. He must be extended at some point because he will be 26 at the end of the 2029 season. It's a game of risk reward, a game of chicken on both sides. I believe that they'll try to extend him this offseason. That's my personal belief based on what he has accomplished this year.
So David J. of Mad Friars, hope he's okay with me saying this. He texted me the other day about like a comp to Jackson Merrill. And
Babe Ruth or Barry Bonds?
It's actually Willie Mays.
Oh, nice. Good comp.
Yeah. It's Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll won the Rookie of the Year last year. He got 8 years, $111 million. So if you're looking at a comp,
I don't like that comp. Okay, I don't know if David's watching. I'll tell you why. Corbin Carroll's like 5'9". Corbin Carroll's 3 years older than Jackson Merrill, and Corbin Carroll has not backed up his rookie year with his second year. Right now, we don't know what Merrill's going to do, but I think Merrill's getting paid more than Carroll based on age and based on he's put together a better body of work in year one than Carroll did in year one, would be my guess. I haven't looked at Carroll's stats, but
now he does make a good point that if you do give him a contract extension, say, what do you think a good AAV for him would be?
How long was the Carroll deal, did you say?
8 for 111.
So that's about what's the math
15.
on that?
It's about 15, right?
Just under 15. It's 14.
Okay.
So yeah, I think the AAV would be higher than that.
Okay. So
and I think the years you could even I would do like I think you're looking at like somewhere in the neighborhood of like 8 for 125 or 9 for 145. It's a lot of money. But the alternative is you just lose him after age 26, or you pay him $300 million if he keeps doing this.
Okay, the point is you cut a bunch of payroll this offseason, and you're able to be where you're at. It's like the Brock Purdy thing. Brock Purdy's making no money on the Niners, and they're able to keep all of these weapons because of Brock Purdy. Jackson Merrill's making less than $1 million right now. I'm not saying that it's keeping everybody around, but it helps when you have a stud on your team, not making a lot of money, so then you can build out the rest of that roster. Once Jackson gets that AAV around 15 to 18, it's going to be a little harder to build out the rest of your roster with that AAV there. So if you want to try to wait one more year, or do you risk it and wait another year, or you say, F it, this guy's everything we've ever wanted, and we're just going to get something done now?
No, your point's valid. I don't think there's a slam dunk answer here. Like sign him. What's that?
I said David J said that to me, so. But it makes sense.
He said all of what you just repeated?
Not verbatim, but we were talking about it.
So that's basically David's point.
Yes, that's what I said. I said David J.
I didn't know you continue. I didn't know that whole thing was all David's opinion. I didn't know if you would just set it up by saying the comp is Corbin Carroll, and then you just went from there.
No. He texted me, and we were talking about it, and he mentioned the comp of Corbin Carroll, and then he mentioned also like the AV. And I was like, oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, I would say this: if I'm Jackson Merrill's agent, there ain't any chance in hell I'm getting less money than Corbin Carroll.
No.
TS Aqua, thank you. He says Jackson Merrill over. Is this Jackson Churios? Jackson Churio, Paul Dunn. Jackson Merrill over every rookie, and truthfully, over 98% of National League players right now.
By the way, also, this rookie class is really freaking good.
Very good. Great class. Great year.
Great year. I mean,
Absolutely.
Jackson Churio. He's been great. He's been great recently for the Brewers. I mean, look at his numbers. He's been awesome. Paul Skeens, awesome. Mason Wynn for the Cardinals, awesome. Showed it for the Cubs. It's been great. They pitched a no-hitter today.
Did he throw a no-hitter?
He was the starter, but they pitched a combined no-hitter.
That's pretty good. Vicious Pac-Man says, how do you explain Merrill's development from AAA?
I don't know.
He didn't play in AAA.
He never played there. He only played AA.
Think about that. He's never played in AAA in his career. How do you explain his progression/development? Stars are stars. Special players buck trends. Most trends don't go the way of Jackson Merrill's career. Most guys don't debut in the major leagues at 20 after starting the year before in A-ball. Most guys don't switch positions in spring training and then be an everyday regular their first year in the big leagues. Most players don't get better their first year and develop power in the midst of their rookie season. He's a special player, right? He's bucking trends. He's doing things that most, like 99 out of 100, 98 out of 100, don't even get close to doing. Michael, thank you. He says, wow, what a ball game. Hashtag keep the faith. Hashtag LFGSD. It was an incredible game, Jim. I mean, high drama.
Yeah.
Not just the Tatis walk-off.
It was also one of the longest games of the season.
It was. It must have 3.5 hours, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it was like 10:30-ish. Or no, it was like 10:15.
Longer than 3.5? Time of game, 3:23.
3:23.
3:23 is the time of game. Spend the Jet, thank you for the super chat. He says, team emptied the tanks tonight. Absolutely built for October. This team is relentless, scary to play against. Yeah, I think it's spot on. I think they are relentless. I think they have proven they can beat you a zillion ways. Jump out in front, they'll win. Come from behind, they've done it all too often. Late inning heroics and tie games or close games that, I'll take my chances with them. I do think they're kind of built for October because they do have an ability to beat you multiple ways.
They just have been in every situation. Extra innings, ninth inning, down 5 runs, down 8 runs, down a couple runs late. Like, I mean, every situation that you could ask for to go through to be prepared for the postseason, they have gone through. Tonight, hey, your starter goes 2+. You need to lean on your bullpen. That could happen in the postseason. Happens all the time. And they, kept it within striking distance. And that's another situation. Hey, we can do this. We have a bullpen to keep us in games. And all we need is that one big hit. And then we were ready to go. And they got that one big hit from Jackson Merrill. And you tied it up. You had multiple opportunities to get it done until Tatis finally came through there. And, I mean, we got almost 700 plus people watching us live right now at 11 o'clock at night in San Diego.
Because that's just an amazing win. I mean, they've had a series of amazing wins, like 20. But when you do it with the return of Tatis, and we haven't even touched on you, Darvish, I have no concerns. It was 90 days. I mean,
no rehab start. Of course, you're going to get like some rustiness out there.
Yeah. I mean, It's even hard to be like he didn't pitch well because he hadn't thrown in 90 days in the big leagues without a rehab start. So like pitching well would have been almost like miraculous. So let's see where he goes from here. Now, does it put them in a little bit of a bind with their bullpen maybe tomorrow? Yeah, maybe. But they won the game. And at the end of the day, they got guys that can work deep into games. I'm talking about Dylan Cease, Michael King, Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish once that happens. So I'm not overly concerned about them, quote unquote, taxing their bullpen. They still have 4 off days in September. I think they'll navigate it fine. Ishmael says, thank you, Ishmael, for the super chat. He says, hey guys, when can we expect an extension for Merrill? And what would that look like? We're talking about. I mean, great question. It's going to be that's really going to be an interesting question. I would say in the offseason. I think it'll be discussed in the offseason. I'm sure we'll learn more about it. That question will be asked.
I think regardless of the numbers of the contract, I don't think any Padres fan, whatever number they throw out there, unless it's like $1 billion. I mean, the only thing I think we and Padres fans care about is getting something done. And I'm pretty confident that Jackson Merrill will be around in a Padres uniform for a long time.
I hope so.
A long time. Like, he's proven to everybody in the organization that I think he's worth whatever they give him. Now, it's going to have to be reasonable, obviously, but
definitely.
He checks off every single box. And they might feel a little gun shy because of what happened with Tatis. That's a real thing. I think they might be like, well, let's maybe hold off for a tad bit because look what happened to Tatis. Or they could just say, F it, who cares? We need to strike right now because if we don't, this thing could balloon here if he continues to get better and better.
Sure. And I'm not saying Merrill is Tatis. Okay, it's probably unfair on both sides to do that. But if Tatis got 14 for 340, I'm going back to that Carroll deal, then there's no way Merrill's not exceeding that Carroll deal because there's not that much of a gap between Merrill and Tatis. Like, let's think about that. Like, what we've seen from Merrill at his best and what we've seen from Tatis at his best. Is the gap that cavernous? No, there's a gap. Tatis has had more power numbers than Jackson Merrill. But, I mean, Merrill has kind of proven it here in 2024. And I'm going to bet on Merrill. I'm not going to bet on him to fail in 2025 if I'm the organization. I don't develop a guy and draft him in the first round. Be like, you know what? This was a one-off. He's going to be a 698 OPS guy next year. That's not what the organization is thinking. Jay, appreciate you, man, for the membership in the super chat. He says, might ruin the vibes, but thoughts on Profar slump. Profar tonight nearly homered that ball down the right field line that was just foul. He was 0 for 3 with 2 walks. The one thing he does do, Jim, when he quote-unquote slumps, is he will get on base. And he did get on base twice here tonight. But, yeah, he has not hit over the last month and a week.
I think that, you know, the regression of Profar, you could kind of feel that was going to happen at some point because he wasn't going to maintain a 900 plus OPS all season long. But I still think he's going to have big moments for this team. I still think he's going to be very impactful for this team. He's going to give you a great at bat almost every single time up there. And so with that, like, you just stick with him. He's been a big part of this team. He's going to be a big part of this team. And you trust him. And that's exactly what Schulte's going to do. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to rip Profar tonight. I just don't have it in me after this win. I just.
Do you think you should bet lower than 7th now?
I mean, is there a 10th spot in the lineup?
I agree with that. This is from our buddy Darnay Tripp, who says, Tatis on the Tigers walking Arraez to pitch to him. I took it personal. As soon as I saw 4 fingers up, but it gave me the push that I needed, the energy that I needed. I just wanted to come through for the boys. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, after coming through, again, I think if I'm on the other side, I don't know, you can get screwed either way. Tatis might not bat if Arraez singles in front of him, and I'm not betting against Arraez either. I've seen Arraez come through a lot this year, and I think Arraez probably would have come through, truthfully, in that spot. Zach, thank you. He says, what will a first contract for? Do you disagree with that?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think Arraez. I mean,
you're screwed either way.
Yeah, you're screwed. But I get it. Oh, intentionally walking someone in front of Tatis, I get that. That is disrespectful.
If you're going to go by the numbers, I know Tatis was 1 for 7 or 6. You know, up to that point,
right?
I mean, if I was AJ Hinch, I might have walked Tatis to get to Profar.
Right. Maybe that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we joked about that. I was joking when I said it, but you could argue the merits of it with 2 outs. You could.
I just think, man, it's tough. I mean, in hindsight, obviously, but in the
Mhm.
moment, even in the moment, I tweeted out, I'm like, you walked Luis Arraez to get to Tatis. Like, just
But
if you just say that out loud, you're almost like, what am I doing?
yeah, but I mean, Luis Arraez is a 3-time hit king.
I know. I'm just saying, but Tatis is a guy that is one of the most dangerous hitters when he's healthy in baseball.
No, I agree. That's why I say it's a Sophie's choice because Arraez, I mean, you're a single away from winning the game with Luis Arraez. I just think you're in a tough spot. And I'm glad that Tatis took it personal. I'm glad he took advantage. Zach, thank you. He says, what will a first contract for Jackson look like? I mean, I think the comp, if it is a Carroll comp, but exceeding Carroll, 8-9 years, low 100s, low to mid 100s, I think that's probably reasonable. And I think it's actually probably quasi accurate. Vector 53, thank you. He says, so glad that the team rallied for you and won today. Yeah, I wonder how that did feel for you, Darvish. To
Probably
pitch like
amazing.
that and then leave early, but then see your team rally.
The one thing about Yu's return, and you kind of saw it when Schilt went out to take the ball from him, whatever he was going through, which caused him to miss time, and we'll never know. Maybe one day we will, but I'm okay if we never know. To just get back out there, right? It has to feel like, at least for the team, like, wow, this guy, what he went through.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of that shit and still be back out here for us to try to help us win.
Sure.
I mean, you can't help but appreciate him and what he's trying to do. And you could see that with the team. And so it's like, okay, we need to go pick up our guy. He went through hell or whatever he was going through, to have him miss time and he still decided to come back to help us out. Like, that's good. That's a great teammate. And you can bet your ass that everybody in that dugout and clubhouse wanted to pick him up after he left that game.
I think it's well said. We'll get back to the super chats in a moment. Please subscribe. On our way to 7,000 with your help. We are within 64 subscribers of 7,000. If you're watching this thing on replay, you can help us get to 7,000. Also, if you're watching live or on replay, pick one of these puppies. They're not truly puppies. They're Mova Globes up. Ever since Mova Globes signed on with us, the Padres have the best record in baseball. These are officially licensed from Major League Baseball, Mova Globes. They have all 30 teams officially licensed, including the Padres. Company founded in San Diego, technology founded in Cardiff by the Sea, right here in North County in San Diego. These spin with artificial or natural light. They're amazing products. And they have not just the Major League Baseball globes, they have the planetary globes and much more as well. Click the link in the description down below. And how about this? Get 10% off by using promo code PWS10. PWS10, get 10% off your Mova globes. They've got them in all 30 major league teams. No cords, Jim, no wires, no batteries. There are magnets in these, and it has to do with the curvature of the earth. And don't even get us started on that. But Mova globes, use promo code PWS10 and get 10% off right this very moment.
Yeah, buy a Mova Globe, Padres Mova Globe right now. They're great for your desk, great for a nightstand, great for a bookshelf, great to have at work, at your desk. And frankly, if you're just a Padres fan, they're awesome to have as well. Click the link below. PWS10 is the promo code, and pick up a Mova Globe today.
Absolutely. All right, guys, back to the chat. Thank you for your support of the channel. Please subscribe. Thank you for the super chats. Great way to support the channel and get your comment on screen like this from our longtime viewer and buddy, Carlos. What's going on, man? Not surprisingly, not thrilled with Luis Campusano. He says, goodbye, Campy, horrible. Tatis, I love you. Carlos, never change. Please. Never, ever, ever. I want to see the Padres win the World Series in like 6 games. And I want Campy to start that game and go 0 for 4. And I want Carlos to be like, Campy was so awful this postseason, but congrats on the first title in franchise history. I so want that super.
He will be up. I think that's maybe the only thing that's going to take for Carlos to like not have at least one complaint in the night is for them to just win a World Series. Maybe.
Yeah, he'd be pumped. Right, Carlos?
He's like a walk-off hit. He's like, man, they went, Campy just sucked tonight. Kim was horrible. He had that one error in the second inning that cost us a run, but awesome Game 7
They won
win.
the World Series, which is good. Andrew, thank you. He says comp for Merrill right now is Griffey Jr. Okay, decent comp. That's a
I don't
nice
know if he's
little
going to be
comp.
Griffey. I mean, Ken Griffey
Yeah, I don't
Jr.
know if he's 100% ballot on the first ballot into the
Right.
Hall of Fame with 660 home runs or whatever the hell Griffey hit, but it's been a nice rookie year. Make no mistake.
It's a better rookie season than Griffey had.
Is it? Is that did we do that game? You're talking about like 88 before 89 because he was up in 88, but he was technically a rookie in 89, right?
So yeah, Griffey's rookie year wasn't until 1990. His official rookie season, 89. He didn't play in 88. He hit
89,
260. He hit 264 with a 748 OPS, 16 home runs, and 61 RBIs. And frankly, John, Merrill's almost having a better rookie season than Griffey had for a second season.
What did Griffey do second season?
He had 22 home runs, 80 RBIs, 847 OPS. He hit 300, and he only had 16 stolen bases.
Yawn.
Now, Griffey didn't really truly when Griffey blossomed.
He took off.
I mean, his 97 season was okay at 56 home runs with 147 RBIs.
Yeah,
but other than that, not too bad.
We'll see if Merrill has that in store. HBBBV, thank you for the super. He says rookie of the year does community service and hits 3-run home run in the same day. I don't know what he did. Did he do that today? I know he talked to the media, MLB Network today. Did he do something? Did the Padres tweet about that earlier?
They did some community event at like a Walmart or Target or something.
Love me both. Love them both.
Love me both.
Target and Walmart.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Hold on. Okay, I can continue. All right, back to the supers here. Jamar, thank you. He says, amazing win. We should keep McCoy on the roster and said Wadey down. It's very controversial. More value, same speed, better glove, bat, and insurance policy on Kim. Thoughts, LFG. So that's where we are with this team. We're talking about the McCoy-Wade spot. When Kim comes back, that 26th spot, that last position player, is McCoy better than Wade? Do either make any difference in September and or October?
Dude, look.
Wade can run a little bit.
Look. We're not doing this, guys. We're not going to the postseason.
Yes,
and we're not going to sit here and complain if Tyler Wade makes the postseason roster.
Wait, where's Nicky? Nicky's on the postseason. These guys aren't making the postseason roster. Nicky's on the postseason roster.
Yeah, where is Nicky? Where's my boy Nicky Ahmed?
He's in El Paso getting ready for his freaking pinch hit RBI double in Game 5 of the National League Championship Series. Is where he is. We're going to see him soon. Trust me on that. We're going to see him soon. Neither of those guys will be in the postseason roster. Carlos, thanks again, man. He says, you was really bad. Campusano, look at this, Jim. Campusano F off. Peralta good.
Now you're leaning into the bit. I like it. I hope he's leaning into the bit.
I don't know. Cruiser, appreciate you, my friend. He says, why didn't Diaz bunt Merrill over in the 10th inning? You want to know why? Because McCoy was on deck. I said the same thing to Jim, and then I saw McCoy come up. I'm like, you're not bunting.
Yeah, you're not bunting. No.
You're not putting your eggs in the McCoy needs to put the ball in play basket when earlier in the game with the bases loaded, one out, he like weakly grounded out to third.
Right.
He's not capable of being counted on in that spot. High leverage, meaningful, everything on the line plate appearance. Like, come on. That's why. And Elias Diaz is the veteran professional hitter. You're thinking, okay, come through with a base hit or move a runner on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't, but yeah, no. I get it. I completely get it.
Right.
Carlos, appreciate you again. He says, can't believe myself, but I think we need Kim. I think they need Kim.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
McCoy and Wade.
I think okay, Hassan Kim this year. Let me just pull this up. All right. For all the shit that Carlos talks about Hassan Kim. Hold on. Where is this? All right. So this season, Ha-Seong Kim has effing pull this up. Jeez. Okay. God. He has 58 walks on the year. He has a 700 OPS. He has a 2.4 WAR or 2.6 WAR. His slugging's crap. His on base is 330. He helps you. He helps you. He's light years better than the options they have with Tyler Wade and Mason McCoy.
Completely.
So, yes, Kim helps this team. They need Ha-Seong Kim. And if you want to call him the weakness of the team, go right ahead. Fine. But he's light years better than the replacement that will be there for him.
Agreed. Yep. Well said. Jamar, thank you again. He says you all love that super, huh? LOL. When we were talking about Wadey and McCoy. Yeah, kind of. I actually do. I mean, that's kind of the point of the wrap-up show, to get into the weeds. So yes, thank you, Jamar. Appreciate you, my friend. Alex, thank you for the super chat. Again, guys, if you're here, please subscribe. We're here for you in season, out of season, as we make our way towards October, on our way to 7,000 subscribers. Please subscribe and smash the like button, and follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Alex wants to know this, Jim, in his 199 super. Would we do a shirtless wrap-up show if the Padres win it all in October?
I'll take my shirt off.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
I particularly don't want to do an entire World Series winning wrap-up show with my shirt off, because we'd have
like maybe in the show or something.
I mean, we'd have well over 1,000 people watching us, and
then there'd be like 25,000 views on replay, and that's how we're gonna have that show for forever. Like, it kind of takes away from the I don't know.
Look, tonight was the night to maybe consider doing it, just because Tatis did it. But like, I don't know if we're gonna remember doing it if they win the World Series. Like, fuck, we gotta take our shirts off.
Right.
I mean, we'll pop champagne, we'll pop bottles, and we'll chug champagne on the show.
Oh, 1 million zillion %. We'll do all kinds of things.
Yeah,
all kinds of things. Every so often, appreciate you. He says, shout out to the bullpen today. I mean, you ain't kidding, dude. You look at this bullpen, it looks like a spring training game. Like 10 guys. It wasn't really, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 relievers in a win. That's like the Cardinals game 3 win in the postseason in 2020.
Yeah, dude. It was full squad tonight. They used everybody in the bullpen. Schulte's going for it now. I mean, he's not holding back. And the trades at the deadline that Preller made have all been just Hoeing and Adam and Scott. Fantastic.
No doubt. Zach, appreciate you. He says, comp for Merrill is 2022 J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez, same age and stats. Interesting. Let's see here. Julio Rodriguez, 2022. Jim, 28 homers, 75 RBIs, hit 284, 853 OPS. Interesting comp.
Okay. And J-Rod's had a really bad season compared to what he did last year. Right?
Absolutely. He's been all right? But he's been down based on what he did. Yep, he's been all right.
It is one of those things where it's like, I love Jackson Merrill. Okay. Maybe you do want to just wait a little bit.
Well, okay. And when we say a little bit, are we saying into the offseason between 25 and 26 after next year?
Look, if he's an all-star next year, at the all-star break, you get something done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if at the all-star break next year he's doing the exact same thing and he's better, you don't wait any longer. You do it in season, and it's not like it's taboo to do stuff in season. It happens all the time. Matt Chapman just signed a deal tonight with the Giants. Like, you can do stuff and get stuff done. And to me, I would wait all-star break next year. If he's doing it, sign him. But if they sign him in the offseason, I won't complain at all. I'll happy and throw a party.
I want to see something when I wake up tomorrow. I want to see something. Padres have extended Jackson Merrill. It's not happening this time of year, but I would love to see it. I'm cool with any time, honestly. on Jackson Merrill. Speaking of any time, now, Jim, is the time to sign up for Underdog. Why? Because the NFL starts tomorrow and the Padres are playing tomorrow and college football is here, and you have up to $1,000 in bonus cash to take advantage of by using promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Now is the time. If you've been thinking about playing, I'm serious. Now is the time to play. We've got a free pick for you for tomorrow night, the opener. You got to sign up right now. Get the Travis Kelce free pick. You'll love this graphic. You'll love playing Underdog even more. Click that link in the description down below or scan the QR code on the screen. Use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. You'll get the free pick. You'll get a 50% deposit match. You'll get NFL Week 1 discounts. They've gone completely crazy with their offers this week. I'm not kidding. There's so many offers that you can take advantage of. You got to do it, though, this week, especially with the NFL starting tomorrow. Chance to pair that Kelce pick with a Padres pick for tomorrow. Just use promo code PADSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. Take advantage of all the incredible offers going on right now at Underdog. Click that link in the description down below, Jim.
Yeah, download the Underdog Fantasy app right now. Download the Underdog Fantasy app. Use promo code PADSWRAP. NFL starting. Baseball's in full swing, obviously. We're getting to postseason time. You could take $10 and win hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars by just picking higher or lower on your favorite player. Do it right now. We have the Travis Kelce play higher than a half yard for Thursday night, which is tomorrow. So download the Underdog Fantasy app. Do it now. Use our promo code PADSWRAP. Win some money with us. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, join a lot of people that have done it. And I mean, we're not kidding. We've given you the examples of like $500 wins throughout the course of the season. It doesn't take a lot. You hit on the right two pick'ems, and all of a sudden, you can win hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. You can win 325 times your money, if not more, playing Underdog Fantasy in a single night. So use that promo code PADSWRAP. Click the link in the description down below. Back to the supers here every so often. Thank you. He says Suarez threw a lot more change-ups today, making adjustments because the league has a lot of tape on him, hoping Estrada gains more weight too. That is interesting. I mean, we've talked about the fact that Suarez has been more quote-unquote hittable. I think today he didn't allow a hit. Yeah, he walked a batter. But in the postseason, are we fully trusting Robert Suarez? We talked about this in the last 24, 48 hours. I'm going to answer that with a yes, because the numbers are the numbers. And his numbers, I think, speak for themselves.
How can you not trust him? Like, okay, he's not striking out everybody he faces. He's getting it done every single time out there. Every single time he pitches, 95% of the time, this team wins. Like, I mean, he's not perfect. He's not blowing guys away like you'd maybe have hoped. But the dude's got 30 saves and a 1.93 ERA.
Yeah. Yep.
It's hard not to trust that.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, again, these are live and die positions. What would we even say if you either win it with Suarez or you lose it with Suarez in the postseason? What other options do you want? Like, I'm not going to go vilify Mike Schild if Robert Suarez in some decisive game allows the game-winning run. What are we going to say? Oh, Tanner Scott should have been in. I mean, it's Robert Suarez. It's been his role all year long for one of the best teams in franchise history.
That's why we got so upset in 2022, because it felt like at that moment you needed to go down with your best pitcher, and their best pitcher was Josh Hader. Robert Suarez was fantastic, but he wasn't their best pitcher, and he also wasn't their closer. And in those moments, it's like mano a mano, our best versus your best. If you beat us, truly tip your cap. Like, if in the postseason, in the 8th inning with one out, same situation, they're facing the I don't know,
Dodgers,
Phillies, Dodgers, right? Facing the Dodgers, Shohei's up. They bring in Robert Suarez, and Shohei hits a 2-run homer to give the Dodgers a lead. I'm not sitting there being like, why didn't they use Tanner Scott?
Yeah. Why didn't they use Yuki?
Now, they actually wouldn't probably use Suarez there. They would probably use Tanner Scott because it's a good matchup.
Exactly.
But, like, you get my point, is that if at any point in the postseason Robert Suarez is in there, which would be a late game situation, and he gives it up to whoever the best guy on the other team is, potentially, it's going to suck. But that's who, there's no other. I mean, That's who you got to go to.
You got to go with the girl you brought to the dance. I kind of like this point from John, who's like, yes, Suarez is your closer, but maybe reconsider against the Phillies. You got the postseason. You got the game this year in Philadelphia.
That's why you have Tanner Scott to face Schwarber and Harper.
That's right.
So
gives you options.
Yeah,
gives you some flexibility.
And Ohtani and Freeman.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of feared hitters that Tanner Scott could potentially be facing.
Yeah,
this postseason. Same thing.
You don't have to worry about like Wandy Peralta facing those guys. It's now Tanner Scott.
Exactly, like it was Wandy Peralta, like in April when they're in Colorado allowing 6 runs,
right,
or whatever it was. What a win, man! Dude. What a win! I mean, truly. I mean, that was a spectacular win. Now, can they? The crazy thing is, they're 3.5 games up in a playoff spot. Now, time's starting to tick for teams behind them. Padres have 21 games remaining. I mean, that's, an eighth of a season remaining. They played 7/8. So, like, we are down the stretch we come. And this weekend, the Giants, and I think they have Giants 2 of the next 3 series. I think I have that right. Mm-hmm. So that's, we'll see. I don't know what the pitching matchups are going to look like there, but that's potentially impactful in those 6 games. But again, how can you not like the situation that the Padres are in right now? Can they get closer in the division to the Dodgers? I don't know. We'll see. I'm not counting on it with who the Dodgers are playing, but we'll see. Never say never.
Are they 4.5 back now, the Dodgers?
Yeah, 4.5. Where's the half game? Did the Dodgers play?
They played on Tuesday, and the Padres didn't. No, they're 5.5. Sorry. Did they win tonight, or they're going to lose tonight?
No, the Dodgers lost. So it should be 4.5.
This did not update then.
I have it in front of me 4.5.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep, 4.5. Maybe doable. We'll see.
Yeah, Grit Squad. Oh,
pull up the Grit Squad.
What up, Mark?
Yeah, Mark, what's going on?
You're pumped. I don't have it in front of me.
Oh, good. I like that.
Hold on.
While you do that, Sean, what's going on, man? Thank you, dude. He says we have 6 against the Giants, no Snell. Does Bob shut down Snell and Webb? I don't really know where you'd shut them down. I mean, you might give others some opportunities. They might be limited on pitch count, but I don't know if they'll be quote unquote shut down.
I mean, it would feel like, okay, I can't even speak. It would be so fitting for Bob Melvin and the Giants to roll over versus the D-backs here, which they are doing, and then go all out versus the Padres and show up versus them. Right?
Is that going to happen? I mean, yeah, it would be annoying.
Here, let me pull this up.
Are we overly worried? I can't be overly worried, about the Giants right now. I'm really
get your Grit Squad t-shirts today. Grit Squad.
Grit Squad.
Get the John and Jim Grit Squad t-shirts. Look, it's me.
It does look just like you.
Grit Squad.
Shop. I'll put a link in the
live
chat. We are such idiots.
We are. You can get a Grit Squad tank, bro.
I kind of want that. No, dude, I'm not getting the tank. I'm getting that camo. I'm serious.
The camo?
I'm getting that camo.
Ooh,
I
do like the camo.
I like that, dude. And show me the other one that wasn't camo, but it was next to the camo.
This right here,
that gray one.
Yeah, dude, it's Adidas performance tee.
Ooh, no big deal. Get freaking jacked in your Grit Squad performance tee.
Grit Squad.
Click the link in the description down below or in the live chat right now. Support the channel. Pick it up. Wear it at Petco Park. Wear it when you're watching the wrap-up show. Wear it around friends, family. Wear it around Mike Schilt. Give one to Mike Schilt. Shoot, we should send one to Mike Schilt. Although we probably won't.
We should send multiple
Mike
shirts.
Schilt, Petco.
Any shirt that's sent to this team, they wear.
Everything they wear. I should send them a shirt that just says like
Grit Squad.
Hello.
Hello.
Or Grit Squad, truthfully. All right, guys. Tomorrow, join us on John and Jim. We're on YouTube. Search for John and Jim 760. We're on from 3 to 6 tomorrow. The game isn't until 5:40 tomorrow. We will get you ready. We will lead you up to Padres baseball tomorrow against Detroit down at Petco Park. So be with us tomorrow on John and Jim, free iHeartRadio app, San Diego Sports 760, on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, John and Jim 760. Please support our partners. Seriously, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you have an insurance need, you know where to turn. To a San Diegan that supported us since day one. Great insurance agent. So support Mark, our title sponsor. MOVA Globes get 10% off using promo code PWS10. And again, now is the time to sign up for Underdog. They have gone crazy with their offers this week. They really have. NFL is back. Padres Pick'em's going on right now. Get a 50% deposit match by using promo code PODSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. Check out our merch site by clicking the link in the description down below. Join us on Discord. The conversation is going to continue. I know nobody's sleeping after this. I know everyone's jacked. I saw Padres blogger in here. He can't sleep. Nobody can sleep.
No one's sleeping.
Continue the conversation with us on Discord. Click the link in the description down below and join us on our Discord server. We're talking Padres baseball 24/7, 365. What a night, Jim. Fernando Tatis Jr., just your typical walk-off winner, the first of his career. And the Padres are 19 games over 500.
You could expect a lot of babies in about 9 months from now. The Tatis walk-off baby boom.
The boom of in San Diego. I love that. I love that. All right, guys. For Jim, I'm John. Padres win it over Detroit.